Hello, I'm currently back home in Texas. It's been about 2 weeks since I've been on winter break, and by this time next week I'll be back at school already, getting ready for winter quarter. So I just thought I would make a little fall quarter reflections video. So let's get right into it. Overall, I think fall quarter went pretty well. I met some really good people, had some really good times. I enjoyed most of my classes, and I think overall fall quarter went pretty well. And I guess breaking it down academically, I enjoyed my classes. My music class is really fun. I love music theory. Oral skills was great. Keyboard skills was fun. Definitely intro to psych was my favorite class. Really based off the content, I think it's really interesting to learn how our brains work and how we function as people, and kind of what influences our behavior. Intro to psych was basically an overview of all the different areas of psych, and I think my favorite part was learning about it's gonna sound kind of sad, but our lecture over depression and anxiety, and really how our brain physically responds to those things, and how our brain is because of those things, I think was really cool to learn about. So I thought that was probably one of my favorite lectures of the quarter. Spanish 220 Intro to Literary Analysis was probably, it was the hardest class that I took. Content-wise, but also just homework-wise, writing those papers, I struggled a lot with that. If you couldn't, if you've never seen my videos, I spend a lot of time working on my Spanish homework, but I think that's just part of me pursuing the minor, and it's part of just what I have to do in order to complete these requirements. But yeah, I did really well academically this quarter. I'm really proud of what I was able to achieve with my grades, and I think I'm really happy with that. And yeah, that's basically all I have for academics, and now moving on to my music. Coming into college, I didn't really know what to expect from the music school, but I think I'm really happy with what I found. The level of music making in college is definitely much higher than I expected, and even being part of the lower band, this band was amazing. It's one of the best groups I've ever been in, so I was really happy with that. The whole situation with me doubling ensembles or playing in 2 different ensembles at the same time was really stressful, just because playing in a higher group as a freshman is scary, but it's also a really great experience because again, a higher group is comprised mostly of upperclassmen and grad students. So being able to play with them and learn from them at the same time was a really great experience, and I really love that. I already talked about my music classes, but they were so much fun. We have a pretty great atmosphere in these classes, and just being able to grow closer to these people that I spent time with is pretty awesome. Shout out to my oral skills project group, David, Lee, and Vaynu. I don't know how to say your last name, but y'all were pretty great, and it was really fun working with y'all. So I can't wait to see what we've got going forward. This quarter, I also grew a lot as a musician. I spent a lot of time this quarter working on fixing my fundamentals and really trying to correct old bad habits that I have. So I think I spent a lot of time in the practice room being really frustrated that I haven't been progressing as fast as I wish I could have been, or as fast as I feel like I should be moving. I have that mindset where if my fundamentals aren't fixed, then I'm not allowed to work on repertoire. I can't work on stuff I need to practice for ensemble or for my lessons or for studio class and that kind of thing. And that really made me very unhappy in the practice a lot of the times. And I think at least half of my lessons with my professor, I would talk about how I'm frustrated that I'm not progressing as quickly as I'd like, and that it's taking so long for me to fix my hand position or my posture and that kind of thing. But something my professor reminded me of is that I'm with myself for 24 hours, 7 days a week, whereas he sees me for an hour each week in my lessons. And the amount of progress that he's seen has been pretty amazing, especially as a freshman. He's been telling me that not many people progress as much as I have, and I believe him, and I think that's really awesome, but it's just hard for me to see that because I'm with myself every day. And then one of the things that I've talked about with him is being satisfied with my playing. I asked him if I will ever feel satisfied with how well I play, and The answer was no. And the reason for that is, as I progress, my expectations will go higher and higher, but they will never be at the same level of my playing. So like my level of playing will be here, but my expectations will be here, and then I'll move up with my playing here, but then my expectations also go up. So in that sense, I will never be satisfied with myself as a player as a whole. But he says that it is possible to be satisfied with how I performed within this concert, and I can be satisfied with a certain aspect of my playing, but I'll never be fully satisfied with everything. And I think that's very understandable. It's just with that, I have to have an open mindset and always remember that there's always ways to improve, but that doesn't mean I'm doing poorly. So yeah, that's what I have for my music. And then kind of like the last big thing I wanted to talk about was how I did socially. To be honest, not that great. I did make a lot of friends. I have a list of people that I've really grown to love over this past quarter, but I think I really struggled with making the time to go out and do things with my friends and really intentionally plan things to give myself a break from school and that kind of thing. I spent a lot of nights in my room feeling kind of lonely, just sitting there doing homework and whatever, or just like in a practice room. So that's something I think I struggled a lot with this quarter. And that's also like, I expected that, I think, going into college, just because I know that during the summer I spent so much time with my close friends here that I kind of like spent a lot of the time in the quarter just missing that and wishing I could be back home hanging out with my friends again. And that kind of blocked me from trying to like interact with the new friends that I made at school, and also kind of made me just not really feel like going out to make friends and that kind of thing. So yeah, that's definitely something I need to work on. But also I think it's totally normal for that to happen. Not trying to like rationalize it or anything, but I think it's normal for students to have a hard time going out of their way to do things that, you know, that they would enjoy. I think when they're in a new environment and trying to figure everything out all at once, it's hard for that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to making progress in that aspect this next quarter. And yeah, like I said, overall, I think the quarter went pretty well, considering I was in a brand new environment, just figuring things out for the first time. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on fall quarter. And then moving forward, at least specifically for winter quarter, I have some goals that I want to keep in mind. So the first of these goals is I want to be better at taking care of myself. Like I mentioned earlier, I spent a lot of time in my room just being kind of lonely, and I also did not sleep a lot during the quarter because I would stay up doing homework. So I want to get better at taking care of myself, being better at blocking off time during the day to just chill and not worry about things, get better at being productive and trying to do my homework and setting a certain amount of time to do things to make sure I still have time to sleep and rest. So yes, definitely taking care of myself. I also want to be able to do more than just sit in my room and do homework. Part of like taking better care of myself is being able to go out and experience new things with my friends and kind of being okay with being by myself also if I want to go out and explore. Yeah, I just want to be able to make time to do things that I want, whether it be volleyball or just hanging out at the student center at Norris, or just chilling and doing whatever with my friends. Like honestly, I don't really know what that'll look like, but I just want to be able to know that I can make time for that. And then lastly, I want to see more growth with my music. Next quarter, I'm playing in 2 ensembles again, playing in the top orchestra and then playing in the lower band. And I know it's going to be really stressful and it's going to be a lot of time in rehearsals. It's 10 hours a week, but I'm really excited to see how much I can grow and how I'm going to progress. One way I do that is I have a practice account on Instagram, shameless plug, at @jasoon. Follow me. I post videos when I practice. I try to do daily videos, but sometimes I just don't film or whatever, but it's been pretty cool to see how I've changed over the course of the past 12 weeks or so. Looking at those videos from before I started school and then where I am now, it's pretty insane to see how much I've changed. Well, yeah, that's all I have for my fall quarter reflection. And now, here are some of my favorite clips and memories from this past quarter. hope you enjoy this little trip down memory lane. Whoop. What's gonna happen? I'm looking. Look right now. Yeah, I'm looking. I'm looking. I'm looking. What? Hey friends, on my way to psych, I bought some succulents. Oh! Let's go. Ah! I was waiting for that. Happy birthday! Oh my! Oh, that's a lot. 1, 2, 3. Wow, he's so cute. Yeah. See, this is like the kind of shit I have to stream. Happy birthday! Yeah! So yeah, I feel like a yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you have any thoughts, leave them in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. But yeah, I will see y'all soon with another one. Bye bye.